What's up guys, Just Ash here, and welcome back to my channel. I don't know why I've said that, I never ever welcome people back to the channel, but there we go, it's over and done with. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Fallout 76, or rather I'm going to be giving you guys my first impressions for Fallout 76, because it's such a huge game, and it's only been out for a couple of days, and there is absolutely no way that anyone has played all of it yet. So, I'm a little bit biased with this review for two reasons. One, it's a Bethesda game and I love all Bethesda games. And two, I spent an awful lot of money on a special edition so that I could have the power armor helmet that you saw at the top of this video. So please bear with me for this video. So, first things first, Fallout 76 is an absolutely gorgeous game. The vistas that you see as you are traveling, all of the different places, everything is very stunning to look at, as are all of the lighting and weather effects. Fallout 76 has some of the best god rays and fog that I have seen in video games pretty much ever. It's really fantastic. The story as well is also really good. I enjoy the fact that you are out in the world for the first time. You're some of the first Vault Dwellers to be released into post-apocalyptic America, and I really like the fact that it is set in West Virginia because it is so different to where Fallout 4 was set. There are lots of different places that you can go. So you've got the hilly area, there's a bog area, and they do look distinctly different, which is quite nice, because one of my problems with Fallout 4 was that everything looked a bit like samey. You could walk all the way across the map and still not know if you were just outside Diamond City or if you were somewhere completely different. Next up with Fallout 76 is I particularly enjoy the new special and perk system that they've got. I enjoy collecting the cards and picking them out and being able to spec a bit more freely than you can in previous Fallout games. Basically what it is every couple of levels or so you get a pack of perk cards, and they have all the different perks from Fallout 4 and a couple of other ones that have been changed slightly because obviously Fallout 76 is an online multiplayer game, so certain perks need to be tweaked in order to work correctly in that format. And it's great. I currently spec for a melee build, which is something that I've never really played in a Fallout game. I usually play a rifleman or a sniper, but with Fallout 76, I decided to be a bit different with a melee build because it's actually a little bit easier to play that way to begin with, because VATS is different. VATS doesn't slow time down, which I really struggle to get the hang of. I'm so used to being able to go into VATS, think about what I'm doing next and plan a strategy. So instead, I've decided to play as a melee berserker, and the cards that I've chosen for this all really feed into that quite nicely. I've put a lot of points into strength and endurance on my special, and that has opened up a lot of different ways to boost my character's build, as well as being able to just play the base game. If you want a tip though, definitely spec a little bit into intelligence and perception so that you can get lockpicking and hacking, because if you don't do that, you can't access any of the lockpicking or hacking that is above your skill. It's not even like you could try and cheese it like you could on normal Fallout games. You just can't access it at all, it won't let you. So make sure you spec for lockpicking and hacking, or you won't be able to see all of this absolutely stunning game. Now, I really am enjoying Fallout 76. However, there are a few things that are just kind of mild annoyances. There's no major problems per se, but there are a few things that could be improved just to make the quality of life while you are playing the game a little bit better. First things first, I need a sanctuary. The only way I can compare this is Final Fantasy XIV. You go to certain towns and their sanctuaries, and you're not going to be attacked by monsters or players, and you can just leave your character there while you go and get a drink, or you pop to the shops or something like that. However, on Fallout 76, I do not feel safe doing that at all. I need to log all the way out, go and do what I have to do, and then log back in, which is kind of annoying because I really would like to be able to just stay logged in while I went and got myself a drink. But unfortunately, the world is too busy, and now that I'm leveled enough that I can do PvP as well, I don't want to take the risk of someone attacking me while I'm away from my controller. Next up is the jank. Now, I can't tell if it is online jank or just general Bethesda jank, but there's a lot of jank in this game. For example, I have had to move my camp 3 different times. Now, I know that in this game you are supposed to defend your camp. However, the first place I put my camp was right next to a Protectron spawn that wasn't there when I placed my camp, so I had to move that because every time I fast traveled back, there was a whole bunch of Protectrons around my camp. The second place that I put my camp, I was attacked by super mutants that were not there when I placed my camp. And one of these super mutants, for whatever reason, whether it was online jank or Bethesda jank, didn't take melee damage. Now, this was fine because I had guns. However, the damage that the guns did to this super mutant, he healed that in the length of time it took me to line up and take another shot. So I literally couldn't damage him enough to make him go away. So I had to move my camp. And the third and final time I had to move my camp is I made a camp, I built it all up, it was fine, a few people came and used it, it was all lovely. But every single time I fast travelled back to it, it spawned a bunch of liberators, which are the little level 1 robots that you see as soon as you get out of the vault. Now, I don't mind that. It's just mildly annoying because I don't want to have to fend off enemies every time I fast travel back to my camp just to dump some junk in a trunk. And that's really all I have to complain about with Fallout 76. Like I said, it's not a perfect game. There is some jank, but it's livable. It's the stuff that you'd be used to if you play a lot of Bethesda games. Now, finally, I want to cover the online aspect of this game. Personally, it's not an issue for me. I probably will never partner up with anyone. I will never be on a team, but that is fine. There are perks you can get that are perfectly acceptable for working on your own. You can get the Lone Wanderer perk, for example. What I do enjoy, though, is the difference in daily and weekly events in Fallout 76 to literally every other MMORPG that I have ever played, right? So, rather than you have to do a daily quest or a daily dungeon or something like that, they have daily challenges and all they give you are Atom for the store. That's it. It's fantastic. I don't feel like I have to play this game every day or I'm going to miss out on something. Obviously, at the moment, I feel like I have to play this game every day because I have to get £180 worth of gameplay out of this to justify the Power Armor helmet. However, I don't feel tied into this game because of the daily and weekly events that they do. But the actual events that are in the game itself are pretty cool. For example, you can go and join an event, and as long as you stay in the event area, you actually don't have to do anything to help that event at all, and you still get the benefits. So you get the loot at the end of the event. However, there is a problem with some of the events in that they really should be leveled to how many people are participating in them. There is one up near Morgantown where you have to fend off a whole bunch of waves of enemies in order to get a cargo bot. Now, I joined this event. It was already running, so I presumed someone else had started it, and I joined this event. And what happened was I was the only player involved in this event, and rather than tone down the amount of enemies or the level of enemies for one player, it was enough enemies that 4 or 5 players probably would have had an issue with it. And they just kept coming. I managed it. I managed it by kind of cheesing it and standing just on the edge of the event area and sniping the enemies. But, you know, that's something to take into consideration, is that sometimes if you're the only person in an event, it will be very hard indeed. But, like I said, I'm actually quite enjoying the online aspect. I'm ignoring all of the other players in any world that I am ever in, but I'm enjoying it being online. I think it's great. And that's kind of the end of my Fallout 76 first impressions. I do need to go and play it more in order to have more of an in-depth opinion, but overall, to start off with, it's impressed me. I'm really happy with it, and it will definitely tide me over until Elder Scrolls 6 comes out in, 2025, 2020 never, who knows. And yeah, that's it. If you've liked this video, please give it a like, and also remember to leave your Fallout 76 first impressions in the comments down below, and as always, pour yourself a nice drink, and join me next week at 8 for the next video.